Hello viewers, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I will explain the Black Demon movie. The Black Demon begins by introducing the tales of mythical shark that lives off the Baja coast. We get to know that the gigantic megalodon shark has affected the sanity of several fishermen, and it was termed as E.I. Demonio Negro by the local. A family of 4 travels to the Baja Peninsula on a work vacation. Paul Sturges is a proud employee at Exxon Oil. He has the security division and was on his way to check the conditions on E.I. Diamante oil rig to revitalize the rig instead of decomposing it. After reaching the Costa Azul, Paul and Inez are surprised that the hotel had been shut down. The town looks empty in general, and the people there stare at Paul and his family suspicious. Paul interacts with a few strangers, but they are not too welcoming as they could be. When Paul mentions that he works for Exxon Oil and the company is responsible for building the place, the strangers became furious. He indirectly blamed Exxon Oil for damage to the place. Inez alleviates to the situation and asks E.I. Ray to help them locate on eatery. While walking to the eatery, they noticed how deserted in the town is. There is a dark secret that the town was hiding. Upon reaching the food, Paul decides to get the inspection of oil rig done and asks Inez to find a decent hotel for them. Even though the Inez does not feel safe, he agrees, thinking it is the only matter of few hours. Paul locates the boats that is assigned to take him to the rig. After traveling halfway, Chocolatito refuses to go, and forgetting that he can feel bad vibe. He asks Paul to travel in a different motorboat he has kept ready. Paul travels to the rig alone and is shocked to see no one alone. Meanwhile, Inez, Tommy and Audrey enjoys the sea view from the shack. Soon a few men gather and start to harass Inez and Audrey. The men continue to follow them, and with no other option in the hands, Inez pays a fisherman and asks him to take him to the oil rig. They manage to escape one danger. They are immediately forced to encounter the next big problem. While traveling to the oil rig, Choco states that E.I. Diamante has woken up demon, which is why most of the villagers either flee or die. Paul dismisses the strange theory and laughs at it, but the moment he reaches to the oil rig and finds it empty, he starts questioning his decisions. Paul finds a little dog at the rig, and immediately they do not expect someone from the company to visit them. Paul explains who he is. Cheto and Junior gradually explain what went wrong with E.I. Diamante. Meanwhile, Inez and her children sense a strange presence as they near the ring. Audrey touches the water. Her palm is covered in oil. Cheto and Junior notice the megalodon shark going around the boat. Reese and kids are in, and they try to distract the E.I. Demonio by making noises. Panic starts to get in as they notice the Paul's boat go down. Iris, Audrey and Tommy safely reach the rig. While returning to the town, fishermen who brought Iris and her children to the rig are attacked and consumed by the colossal megalodon. Paul and his family now know what they are dealing with. Paul is not only responsible for revitalizing the rig but also for protecting his family from the creature. Cheto reveals that some lucky crew members escape while the rest are killed. He adds that the radio on the rig does not function and the calls previously made to the company go ignored. Exxon Oil knows about the rampant spillage but never solves. Later, Inez discovers the safety report and notices that the warnings are ignored. Paul signs the document. Inez realizes that her husband knew about the deteriorating conditions of the oil rig all along, but he chose to look the other way. When she confronts the Paul, he admits the mistakes and adds that he did what he did to provide better life for his family. His job would be at risk if he did not act according to the company's interests. In a way, he is forced to sign the reports, and he regrets losing his moral conscience during that. Oil companies like Exxon Oil have developed self-inspection procedures to get away with everything. Paul remembers that it was a complete failure the first time he tested Diamante. He listed all the hazards and the problems that he noticed in his first report. The following day, waste written by the company's since he was not ready to lose his well-paying job. From that day on, Paul learned to work solely in a company's interest, even if it means lying in the repo. Chateau and Junior prepare to make an underwater run to bring back the power, and while doing so, they discuss the myth around the demonio. When the oil rig was established, the people of Baja Azul were hopeful about the future job promised, and the people aspired for a better standard of living. Things looked good initially, but gradually the company started to overlook the regulatory standard, and everything looked a turn for worse. The demonio is not just a megalodon. Chateau believes that the creature is a curse, a god of rain. Idyllic is considered the giver of life, and his tears make up the oceans, rivers, and the lake. When the people take more than they need, Chateau believes that the demonio is not just a creature but extensions of old god. The oceans is constantly polluted, and Talok is not happy. A demonio is sent to teach humanity a lesson. The ones who encounter the creature see vivid visions that the gods want them to see. Audrey sees dismembered bodies all around her when she falls into the water. According to the Chateau, this is God's way of holding humans accountable for them. Just the Paul notices an underwater timer bomb attached to the leg of the rig. Realizes that the Nexon oil is planting the bomb to murder him. While he is at the rig, batteries used at the bomb are the ones company uses for underwater demolition. Paul cannot help but laugh at the situation he is in. People he tried to please all these years are conspiring to kill him. Meanwhile, the oil rig is beyond control. The rig is almost non-functional, and it will all get reported sooner or later. They need someone to blame it on. The Paul is the perfect candidate. They have his signature on every security report, and they intend to use it to state his negligence resulted in this. Paul is determined to right his wrong, and he comes up with a plan that can save his family. He decides to stop the leak by using the repaired wall and bomb demonio to end the talk. Even though it is risky, Paul knows there is no alternative. Meanwhile, Audrey and Tommy came up with the idea of building a raft they could use. Paul prepares to dive underwater to protect his family. Before leaving, the family prays together along with the Chateau, hoping that Talok will forgive them and allow them the chance to live safely. While Paul works on executing halfway through his plan, but has to devise an alternative after the Black Demon attack on him. The bomb is ticking, and he does not have much time. At the end of the Black Demon, Paul contacts his family and says his last goodbyes. Paul hopes that Chateau and the town's residents will utilize the documents he left behind to pursue the justice and hold the Nexon oil accountable for harm. He leaves his watch for Tommy, who always dreamed of becoming a pirate. With the bomb attached to his body, Paul is consumed by demonio, and just as the bomb creature is destroyed, his wife and the children watch the bomb blow up. From the distant fact that Paul is no longer alive starts to set in, and even though the danger is gone, losing him is almost unbearable. Rick collapses after the bombing. The family notices a motorboat coming towards them. Ray and Choco help the family get on board. As the family travels to the shore, it starts to wane.